Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So in today's session we'll discuss about packet flow in Fortigate firewall. So uh, I will first start with what is ingress interface or what is egress interface. Let's suppose this is our firewall and this is here. Let's suppose one switch is connected. Here is the user trying to something on internet. Let's suppose this is our internet. Here is some website xyz.com. Yeah, something. So if traffic is reaching to the firewall on this interface, let's suppose it's a port 1. So it would be in ingress interface and exit from let's suppose port 2. So that would be egress interface. Let's suppose here is one DMG as some web server is hosted and trying to usually trying to access from here to here, so that would be egress interface. As someone from outside trying to access internal server which is hosted in LAN या DMZ zone या any zone, so this would be ingress interface. And let's suppose here abc.com is hosted and try to exit from here, so that would be egress interface. So let's suppose it's clear. So how does it work? So first packet reaches to the network interface. So that would be ingress interface. Then after that it check for the TCP IP stack. In TCP IP stack, what it does, it do the L2 L pass the packet L2 L3 L4. So what it does, it's identify the source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, protocol. It's a VLAN information, TCP flag, everything I identify here in TCP IP stack. Post that traffic reaches to go to the next step and it check for the DOS policy. In DOS policy, it checks, let's suppose if policy DOS policy is configure already configured, so it check for the DOS policy. In what we do in DOS policy in further session once we configure the DOS policy, I will show you how it works and how we do configure. So basically, it checks for in DOS policy we um, I will brief you what it does. Denial of services. Denial of services. So what we do here, we set the threshold. Let's suppose threshold would be session packet size. So it's a basic purpose of DOS attack. It's kind of attack. So purpose of attack is to unavailable the service. Means let's suppose here is one server. It's a server and there is capacity of let's suppose 100 session one time can handle. So in DOS attack what we do, we generate some fake session, so exhaust the existing session, and after that this server would be not available for the legitimate user. So for such scenario what we can do, we can configure the threshold. After that that threshold is reached, it start dropping the packet. Okay, so we create the dash policy and after that it checks for the IP integrity header. In IP integrator, what it check the whether this header is correct or not. It's check for the valid TCP, UDP, ICMP, uh, and SCTP or GRE packet. It check. So in TCP, let's suppose it check for the whether correct IP version is used or not, whether the TTL value is not zero, should not be zero. So such kind of thing check here. IP integrity header checking. Okay, and suppose that if there is a VPN traffic. True. So if this is VPN, so there must be a VPN decryption. So after that, so let's suppose VPN decryption, why it's required. So in VPN, every packet means everything is configured, payload is configured. So we firewall want to be able to identify what IP is there, what content inside that packet. To deep inspection, it's decryption policy must be there. Then only firewall would be able to identify that packet and inspect that packet. Correct word would be inspection. For that, it check for the admission control. In admission control, basically it's a make sure that in this firewall make sure the packet is not from a source a header to a destination of the quarantine list. So Fortinet maintain the one quarantine list. If source or destination belong to that packet, so it sends to the Forti telemetry and it hold means stop the packet. So this feature is let's suppose someone is aware about if someone worked on Palo Alto, then it would be like a wildfire feature. So it send for the Forti telemetry like a Forti sandbox. So it analyze the packet. So in upcoming session, these three part will study in detail. Okay. Post that traffic goes to the further processing. So here it check for the destination net. In destination net, what it checks like if someone I will show you this diagram. Destination net is like let's suppose here is I will make a diagram here. This is our firewall. This is internet. Here one server is our hosted abc.com. These are internet. Here is user trying to access abc.com. It's open his browser and try to access abc.com. So basically, destination net will study in detail in further session. Here I will show you what is it. It's basically network address translation. So it translation could be anything. So if we translate the destination, so it called as destination net. If we are translating source IP, it's called a source net. So basically, destination net we do use in case let's suppose some user try to access internal server. In such scenario, we do source netting. So let's suppose ABC is mapping with it's a private IP 10.1.1.10. Here we'll create the destination net policy, and that would be let's suppose some ABC will map with 2.2.2.2. So let someone come. So there would be process. So DNS resolve and all. So I am not covering here that part. If required, we'll cover next means upcoming session. So we'll map here 10.10.1.1.10. So IP, someone will try to access this IP. So it translate to the this IP and then here requester would be able to reach to the that destination server. So for that destination net is required. For that routing is see from traffic is reaching to the egress interface. From that we get the ingress interface. What would be egress interface based on the routing? We check that. So there must be a routing, a proper routing. After that, it check for the stateful inspection. What is a stateful and a stateless inspection? Stateful means it check for the source IP, destination IP, and source for destination for protocol, such kind of thing, and create the session. So that on the base of if you are aware about stateful and stateless, so earlier for incoming and outgoing, we have to create a separate policy for the uh, both both type both type of session. But when next generation firewall comes, so we only create the one side of policy, and based on that, it's create the session, and based on that traffic, it allow the return traffic. Yeah. Suppose that it's do the session helper. Session helper is a special feature of Fortigate to identify the such kind of traffic like VoIP protocol, SIP, and so such kind of traffic. It's Fortigate use session helper. After that, it's check for the user authentication. And Fortigate, it's y- it's identify the user. Authentication means identify the user as well based on the IP or user ID, such kind of thing. So that can be done. And after that, it check for the device identification. We can also done like we can restrict the user from, let's suppose it's user coming from Cisco device, then only it's allowed a Palo Alto device, any other device we can do here as well. uh, for SSL VPN traffic and local management traffic. So we know there is two types of traffic. One is to the device, means someone trying to manage the device. So management traffic it's to the device, and someone going to the outside. So it's through the device. So it check for the local management traffic. Suppose that it's check next. It's UTM. Yeah, UTM means Unified Threat Management. So all kind of threat we can analyze here. So there is a here I missed to mention that like there is separate engine of Fortigate to upload, yeah, encrypt decrypt the traffic. So that CP8 and CP9 processor we do is Fortigate use to encrypt and decrypt the session. Same session here it like the parallel processing kind of thing. There is separate engine to check the flows based inspection and botnet check, proxy based inspection. So while we configuring policy, we'll show you how to configure and what is the purpose of this. I will give you high level of understanding in flow based inspection. So Fortigate first keep the one packet to for further analyzing and send to the destination. But in if you configure proxy bed, first it do the deep inspection, then further it check send packet for the further processing. After that, it for packet sent to the check for the source net, whether source net, let's suppose some internal user trying to go outside. So in such scenario, we do use source net. So we check for the whether do we have source net or not. If it is let's suppose inside here to here, it's everything happens in a plain text communication within a device only. After that, it check for the it do the encryption and traffic shaping, traffic QS. It will study this in upcoming season. What is QS? So we are the we create it's a quality of services for particular traffic. We can if there is a uh, means like we can prioritize any type of traffic if based on our requirement. Let's suppose our VoIP traffic is very important and critical, so we can create this policy as well. So policy shaping, yeah, traffic shaping we do call, yeah, QoS called in Palo Alto. So such scenario we can achieve from FortiGate firewall. Then again it's after that it's traffic reaches to the egress interface and and traffic goes outside the firewall. So these thing happens to the in this process happen between ingress to egress interface communication. So here I'll created one diagram to show you how does it work. So what we first it check for the, yeah, egress interface TCP egress in traffic reaches. After that it's check kind of parsing the packet L2 L3 L4 parsing. In L2 it's a check the VLAN, L3 source IP destination IP, L4 protocol and TCP flags, such kind of thing. IP integrity, check the integrity of the packet like it's a valid TCP, UDP, ICMP header it's using or not. If it is a VPN traffic, then there must be a decryption policy. So there is two type. If it is there is existing session, so it's a follow fast path. If it is a new session, then it's a follow the slow path. Slow path, it decide based on the six tuple. What is those six tuple? Source IP, source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, protocol, and zone. Means egress interface, we can ingress interface. So based on that, it's identify the trapping. So I'll show you how by default everything. Here I will make you understand what is source net and what is destination net. We discuss in the traffic flow. So by default, everything deny on firewalls, on every firewall. To allow anything, we do use create policy. Based on the policy, traffic allowance. So how do we create policy? You mentioned that. So I don't have, as of now, I don't have access to the Fortinet firewall. So once I'll have, I will show you. But we can do Google and see. But here it is not required. So let's suppose what is source net. If someone is trying to access this server, so what we do, let's suppose it's mentioning it's a port 1, it's a port 2. So what we do, um, let's suppose here this is one server is hosted xyz.com. This user opened that in their browser xyz.com. It's mapped with 1.1.1.1. So first what will happen? First this DNS will get resolved and in this browser will get the destination what would be. This is the source IP. So how this packet will be formed, like source IP would be 10.1.1.10. Destination IP would be post DNS resolve, browser will get. So there is separate process of DNS. So once we'll study DNS, we'll understand in detail. But here I am giving a high level of understanding. Here would be source port would be random. So source port, let's suppose 50,101, and destination port is, let's suppose it's 80. This traffic will reach here on firewall. See, source, as we know, already know, private IP not routable in the internet. So here would be some shortnet required. So in shortnet, what we do here, we create policy based on the interface. Like here, it's a public interface. Yeah, we can do the manual, means dynamic netting as well. Let's suppose someone come to the 10.1.1.10 series, yeah, 10.1.1.024 series. So what should do? Let's suppose 10.1.0 series slash 24 someone comes. So we create policy, translate into, let's suppose public IP 100.1.1.100. So traffic reach to the firewall and check for the whether there is a source net or not. So if source net is there, so what would be that? Source IP would be this IP 10.1 100 100.1.1.100. Destination IP would be same. Destination IP not be changed. So like 1.1.1.1. And source port, if there is we are using we are translating port as well. The port would be also translate. Let's suppose 520101, and destination port would be same. Destination destination port would be 80. So traffic will reach here. So router, there would be some router, and router having routing where it is located 1.1.1. So traffic will reach here and get the user would be able to, means get the reach here, and after that that server will respond with their response. Let's suppose it send the scene packet, scene flag is TCP flag is seen, then it's reply with scene plus ACK. So first acknowledge the packet and send the their scene packet as well. So here what will happen? So now it would be reverse. Source IP would be 1.1.1.1. Destination IP would be 100.1.1.100. Now source port would be here 80. And what would be destination port? This one, 52010. 52010. So now again traffic will go to the there would be some router having knowledge about where this destination is located. 100.100.100 traffic will reach again here. There would be session like it create the NAT table. Based on the NAT table, it's again translate to the this IP, and traffic will reach here. They this how complete traffic flow happen. I mean, there must be some allow policy here. I missed that. So allow policy like source would be you create a policy like this. If source is 10.1.1.10 and destination is this IP, you can create based on the FQDN as well. So what is FQDN? It's a new terminology. If you guys don't know, so FQDN is a fully qualified domain name. So there would be policy, and if source is this one, destination is so what we do if destination IP would be destination IP is 1.1.1.1 and try to access on the port 80. So kindly action would be allow. See, so how does it work? And let's suppose what is destination net, like someone where do you someone from internet try to access on internal server. Let's suppose this is abc.com. abc abc the server is abc.com. It mapped with the IP. Let's suppose 101.101.10.10.10. This is the DNS mapping. So let's suppose this user trying to access abc.com. So what will first will happen? IP DNS will DNS mapping, will happen, and I will this user will get the IP 101.10.10.10. How packet will form? Like source IP would be 2.2.2.2. Source port is random 50,151. Let's suppose 151. Destination IP would be here. What this IP? 101.10.10.10, and destination port would be, let's suppose it's hosted on 443. Trying to if you are doing HTTPS, so 443. Traffic will reach here. Here we have already created one destination net policy. So I will show you in upcoming session how to create a destination IP. Net here we call the virtual IP. So I will show you how we do that. So in destination what we do, someone will try to access 10 if some traffic come to the 10.10.10.10. So my kindly translate it to 10.1.1.11. So firewall translate to the this packet, and firewall having knowledge understanding of where it is located 10.1.100. So traffic will reach here. Again once traffic will reach, let's suppose it's a SYN packet, so this server will respond with SYN-ACK. So again it will be reports like source IP would get changed. Source IP would be 10.1.11. Source port would be again 443. Destination IP would be like this one. What we are coming from this IP? No, no. Destination IP would be this IP, this user IP, 2.2.2.2, and destination port would be what was using 501.0.1.0.151. Again, traffic will reach to the firewall. Firewall will see whether traffic can't go. So it check the night table, and again it translate to the this IP, and it revert to the packet, and packet will send here. So this is the whole packet flow of the firewall. How does it works? And specifically, we have already uh, discussed about Fortinet traffic flow. Thank you, team. In further session, discuss. We'll start from source net. First, we'll understand the how to basic configuration, and post it will do the source net, destination net, and further topic. Okay. Thank you. Bye.